Right now, we're honored to introduce a new book named My Israel, 70 Faces of the Land, which is, as the authors call it, a work of love, bringing forward 70 essays by extraordinary Israeli individuals, from educator and Israel Prize winner Miriam Peretz to master mentalist Lior Sushard. And they're with me in studio right now, Chemi Perez and Ilan Greenfield. Really honored to have you here, guys. Very honored.
Our pleasure.
So, Chemi, I'd like to start with you. You're a successful entrepreneur turned author, as I may say. You have our book here, My Israel, 70 Faces of the Land. Why was it so important to you to really take the 70 stories of extraordinary Israeli individuals and really put it into a book?
So I met Benny Lau, Rabbi Benny Lau, who started a project which is called 929, which is reading the Bible one chapter at a day. And through the reading, I noticed that names of places and names of people remain the same through centuries. And I thought to myself, why not putting this idea together where people from Israel will talk about their Israel? And in that way, we can maybe present Israel in a way that was never presented before. And initially, we thought about 70 individuals. Half of them are men and half are women. To be very inclusive and diversified, and through their eyes get a view of what Israel is today. That was the basic idea. Then I turned to Ilan, who is a friend of mine since we're 6 years old, and has a publishing house, and he thought it's a great idea, and we started to work on this together for 3 years.
So really, before we started talking, before the interview, Ilan said he wants to say something about you as a child. That was interesting. What can you tell us about Chemi, a 6-year-old Chemi?
Chemi and I were very different. Chemi was probably always the best student.
I'm the good-looking, he's the ugly.
He was always the best student. I wasn't. But we had a lot of fun together as kids. We did a lot of horseback riding.
Yeah.
We went swimming together, we went to the beach. I think it's a bond that sometimes really, throughout the years, with political differences, with all kinds of differences, it's a certain bond that stays there. And when we started talking about the book, at least for me, it was a very important stage. You know, a publisher publishes many books every year, and it was suddenly bringing back something also from youth till today, and Chemi has accomplished a lot in his life, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's investment, whether it's philanthropy, and to join forces together to show what really Israel is. Because I think the importance, and especially, and it's not something that we had planned, but when you look at the timing of the book, of when it came out, it is, I think, a crucial tool to show that no matter if you're religious, if you're not religious, if you're on the right wing, left wing, Haredi, Arab, Jew, it makes no difference. We have one country, we have an amazing country that has accomplished something that almost no other country in the world has accomplished. And I think that this is the message that we want to convey here. Regardless of your views, regardless of your religion, we want to make sure that Israel stays forever as one of the leaders of the world. And I think that's something that I think we've accomplished it in this book when you read all these stories.
Really beautiful message. Now, Ilan, you have here an author, son of obviously Shimon Peres, the legendary Shimon Peres, may his memory be a blessing, and also really the stories of 70 prominent figures. Sounds like an amazing recipe, isn't it, for success?
I think it is an amazing recipe, but I'll say Chemi's father was not only a prime minister, he was the father of Chemi. And when I used to sleep over, every time, it was an amazing... Chemi's father always was willing to discuss with me anything. As a kid, he always gave me the same level, meaning he wasn't above. He always talked to you straight in the eye, looked you straight in the eye and talked straight in the eye, and we didn't agree on many things. And I think the recipe here is definitely crucial. And I think when we sat down on the names, trying to think of them, you know, we put together a whole list of names and we tried to figure out. How did it really grow,
the choice of the names? I mean, these are figures that every Israeli and I can say maybe every Jewish person in the world knows, many of them, most of them.
Many of them are well known, some of them are not well known. Some of them are silent heroes. You know, we did not choose only celebrities. We specifically did not want to go to politicians. We wanted to take just Israelis who have done great things in this country and each one of them has their location that they wanted to say, this is the window that I want foreigners to see Israel through.
That's really nice. Now, Chemi, you're obviously, as we said before, your father, Prime Minister, President Shimon Peres of blessed memory. Might you dare think of what he would say about the situation here, the divisive situation here in Israel between the people?
I think that above everything, he loved Israel, he loved the country, he loved the people, he believed in the people. And I think that he would see this book and he would say that this is exactly what we need. We need to gather the people and talk about our shared values, our shared journey, our shared faith at the end of the day. And what we try to do in the book is actually bring people from all walks of life in Israel, from right, left, men, women, young, old, from different areas. And I think that that was the message maybe for today's discussion. Try to unify our forces, try to do things on a basis of broad agreement, and do not try to force anything on each other. Sometimes in politics, you don't have to reach broad agreement. Majority is enough, and it's okay, whether it's right or left, as long as you have the rules in place of the three branches, which are independent, with checks and balances. And when you have to go through each one of them to get an approval to move forward, then you can do things which are not on a broad agreement. But you cannot change the rule of games if you don't have broad agreement. And I think he would probably strive for a unity government to leave the extremists out of the game and try to reach an understanding by the majority.
Where can we find the book? Where can we buy it from?
The book can be found in better bookstores around the world, certainly around Israel and in North America. And you can go on to Amazon and find it. It's available. And we hope that all of you buy the book, enjoy it, and come join us on your next visit in Israel and visit many of these locations that are mentioned in the book.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.